Ouch, that was my hand you bit. I didn't bring my air pump, so my rear tire is a little bit low because it's got a slow leak in it. I put some stop leak in it, but, not stop leak, but, you know, fix a flat type stuff for bicycles. These forks already are feeling, just from this quick little, and I'm not going hard or nothing, but, oh yeah. I mean, I didn't make it, but oh yeah. I've redid my rear brake, so I mean, I redid a lot of stuff. And I almost never use my rear brake anyways, which I should more. So, we're not going to be hitting any lap records today. We're just going to try to get a flow. See how it feels. So my back caliper, I don't know if this is common or not, but it was like bent. So it was wearing my pads out in a triangular fashion, you know, because it being bent and all. So now I got a new one, thanks to Cody Miller, all his spectacular deals. Really is a great asset to all of us riders in Arizona, especially that ride KTMs. Oh, it's just fun, you know. Yeah, I go slower, but just to hit a tabletop nice and perfect, and it just floats you over it so nice. So yeah, sorry for the fast guys, you got to slow down for that, but for us mere mortals, it makes us feel like gods when we hit that jump. Me anyways, and I'm the one that made it, so if you don't like it, in the words of Deegan, you could suck it. You could just suck it if you don't like it. Man, I feel like I'm 20 years old again, talking like that. Nah, just kidding. When I was 20, I was not quite as stupid as Deegan is today, but I mean, the guy can ride, so you can't be everything, right? There's got to be some give and take. And would I sacrifice intelligence for Deegan's ability to ride? Probably, if I'm going to be honest. You know, because really, the happiest people in the world are some of the dumbest people. So, and dumb people think they're really smart, so you wouldn't even know it. I don't know. What the hell do I know? So these forks are the exploders. And they have the Disagio. I don't know what Disagio. They just have Disagios in them. And they're plush. They don't bottom out crazy. They just feel really nice. They feel good. And it's funny because my 250 has the Explorers, and I hated them. And I messed them up. So now they're sitting on a shelf, waiting for a day for me to make them nice. I don't know if I'll ever do that. I'll try. Because one thing I like to do is new things that I'm not comfortable doing. That way I learn how to do them. So like these forks do have like a funny little feeling where it feels like it's hyperextending. So like there's a spot right at the top of the travel when I lift my front end where it goes kind of like a free clunk. Like there's nothing, I don't know, there's no resistance. So like the last half an inch or whatever, it's free and you feel it like, kind of feels like the forks are going to come apart, but you know they're not. I don't know, anything can happen, but and it's not all the time, it's just once in a while. Woo, like that. I wasn't really prepared to attack those whoops, so it did kick the back end a bit, but because I'm just chilling, just to get the feel of this bike. So much better to take that at speed. It hurts to go slow on that one. So, an update on I've been doing a lot of thinking on the RMZ 450 that I just picked up, and if you're not aware of it, I bought a roller, an RMZ, I think it's a 2005 or 2006, right around there. The golden age, the best years of four-stroke. And I was going to put a DR200 motor in it. And I still might. I'm still contemplating. But I really was thinking maybe I should go electric. And there's a company called Electrico that sells kits. And they also will tell you, hey, you can just buy all the components and save some money. So I might look into that, because like everybody else in the world, I'm not a fan of electric. I'm a fan of electric bikes. I'm not a fan of working on electricity. I mean, do I understand it? Do I get it? Yeah, I kind of get it. I got a good, mental foundation of how it all works. But it's just frustrating. It's frustrating dealing with electrical sparkies and stuff like that. So I'd rather not build, because I watched this video of this dude building a battery, which he made a battery that was better than the Start Farm. Right? So when you can make a bike with better range than the Start Varg for half the price, that's an enticing proposal. So the only issue is I'm probably going to have to sell a bike to fund the project. But I've got some bikes I could sell. So, for instance, my two BMWs. I love my BMW. Love them. But because I have a dog, I really don't get a chance to ever ride them. So they sit in my garage, and about once a month I wash the dust off of them. So now, is that satisfying to me? Yes, it is. I still enjoy wiping the dust off my beautiful BMWs. But they probably should go, I don't know, to somebody who really can ride them a lot. Because I think the 2011 GS is probably one of the better years. Obviously, they get better and better over time. But for doing like more off-road stuff, I think the earlier the models you go on the GSs, I think it's the opposite. I think they just keep getting worse and worse for off-road. The bikes get heavier, they get more horsepower and less torque. Don't quote me on that, I could be wrong, but in general, I mean, with the new variable valve system they have, it might be the best of both worlds. But you're talking a $20,000 to $30,000 bike. Not a $7,000, $8,000 bike. So I don't know. I mean, I love the BMW. I love riding it. Even my new BMW sport bike, which I haven't titled yet, but it's a really good bike. A really good bike. Like, for me, it's perfect. That's why I don't, as far as a street bike, a sport bike, because it's not super sporty. I'm not going to go racing. One thing I hate about hardcore sport bikes is they're not fun. If you're going to have fun on a hardcore sport bike, you're like in the felony range. You're in the go to jail type range. Crash. Oh, my front brakes ain't working good. Well, they're not working good with the one finger that I used. If I had two fingers, probably be okay. Anyways, I probably got fork oil leaking all over my brakes again. I'm probably the worst mechanic in the world. Can't even get my own forks to seal. I should splurge on the KTM seals. That's probably... And also maybe not use customers' used seals. What are you going to do? So anyways, about the electric, I'm thinking that I just really, really want a Stark Varg, but I can't afford it. So I really can't afford the kit. And I was even tossing around the idea of maybe doing a co-op build where like a couple of us get together, pool our money into it, and make this bike and share it. But the more I think about that, sharing a bike and letting somebody use your bike are two different things. It's feeling better. I'm taking it easy. I'm not ripping on it either, so. But there's no ticking noise. I do need to bleed the front brake because it feels just a little spongy. Yeah, very spongy actually. So, but that's like every single one of my bikes. I get on somebody's new KTM and I'm locking the front wheel up everywhere. So there is that. It would be nice to have a bike that has good brakes. I mean, I'm kind of a mechanic, so you would think I would have nice brakes. But think again. Like, it's so hard for me to work on my own stuff sometimes. I mean, it's hard for me to work on other people's stuff too, but like, it's like I have an obligation when, and I feel a sense of duty where with myself it's like, whatever, it'll work. I didn't measure the valves on this. I just looked at them and they looked fine. So I did clean everything up because it's surprising how much carbon you get. Going back to Kelly's video on the gasoline, I don't know if that's a gimmick or not, but after tearing this bike apart it probably only had 5 hours on it, something like that, since the last time I or maybe it wasn't. No, I don't think it was this. I get confused. All right, maybe it wasn't this bike. So this bike probably has, 14 hours. Let's see here. She's idling high, a little bit high. What the heck? So that might be messed up. So anyways, I think it's got around 17 hours on this bike. I'm trying to remember where my idle adjustment is. Still high. It's in there somewhere. Oh yeah. Oh, and I'm overheating. No, that's gasoline. Never mind. Oh, no, I am. Oh. Yeah, that's not good. Maybe we'll wait for it to cool down. I don't want to blow up my new engine. Oh yeah, looks like that's coming loose. That's stupid. Yeah, I didn't put that hose clamp on the right, or I probably didn't even tighten it. No, it's tight. I tightened it below the crimp, it looks like. I'm amazed it went this far. And then this is weird. This bolt is still tight, but here's my witness mark. So this washer moved. I mean, the sprocket can't move. The bolt didn't move, but the washer moved. That's interesting. Something to note. So if I was a smart person, I would have a toolkit in my bag, and then I would just fix that leak real quick. But I mean, for you, those of you that know me, well, you know, I try. I try really hard. That's all that matters. Anyways, there's the road right there. It's a good thing I stopped to check the hours. But yeah, the hours on this thing, which doesn't look like the hour meter's working. Well, maybe it's got to be running, I guess. Or it needs a new battery. But yeah, I think there's like 17 or 18 hours on this engine since I rebuilt the whole engine. The entire freaking engine. Every bearing, piston rings, new cylinder. I didn't replace the valves. The valves look good. And they're fancy valves with writing on them. So they're like an aftermarket, which that's not necessarily a good thing. But they're very nice looking valves. Real racy looking, So, anyways, they look good. They're doing fine. All my valves are still in spec. So, they're obviously doing good, even with the cam being destroyed. So, I mean, it is what it is. This thing's an older bike. It's a 2014. Here's what I was getting at. Is it's expensive. It's expensive to rebuild bikes. So when people have a clapped out bike that's just beat to hell, and you're like, oh, I could fix this up. It's just only $800 or it's only $1,200. I have $4,000 into this bike in parts. So that's including the price of the bike. So basically I paid $4,000 for this bike, which isn't a bad deal. But that's not including all of my time. That's not including, all the labor and all the ordering parts, all the time it takes to do all that stuff, installing the parts, making sure everything is right. And then you still plug up a freaking oil jet and toast a cam. So that's now it's $4,400, whatever. So, yeah, now everybody knows why I'm broke all the time. But anyways, these bikes aren't cheap. When you get a cheap bike, it's almost better to just go and buy a nice bike for $5,000 or $6,000. I'm going to be honest. Than to buy a clapped out bike and fix it up. Now, I enjoy fixing bikes up and doing all that and being able to do all the stuff. But, I mean, when you add everything up, all your time, it's really not worth it. It's not worth it in the end. And that's where I see people that buy bikes cheap and then they want me to work on it and fix it up for them. And I just cringe because I think of cost probably more than customers think of cost. And that's probably a bad thing. Maybe I take it to the extreme and I try to like save people as much money as I possibly can because that's how I think. I'm just putting myself in the situation. But the way I am, the reason I know how to work on bikes and know how to do everything pretty much, or can do everything, I can work on houses, I can fix cars, I can fix boats, I can fix, you name it, water heater, I can do plumbing, I can do some electrical, I can do pretty much everything if you give me enough time. There's nothing I can't fix. So, and the reason is because I'm cheap. I'm cheap and I'm poor and I'm broke. And it's just like, when you do that, when you have that type of lifestyle, you have to fix things yourself. You don't have any other options. You can't take it to a shop and pay them $120 an hour or whatever. Back in I was thinking it was $60 an hour. Dude, I don't know if I can find a shop that charges $60 an hour. Like, holy crap. And then Watercraft, they even tack on even more money. And I'm just like, what the hell is the difference? An engine is an engine. There's no difference between a Watercraft or a dirt bike or a street bike, or it's all the same, or a car, or yeah, some jobs are more of a pain in the ass. Well, guess what? Then they take more hours to fix. Then you charge more. You don't charge more per hour. I don't get it. I really don't grasp. So if you work at CSA or one of those dealerships and you charge more for Watercraft, please explain it to me. I just can't, I don't get it. But anyways, that's one of my rants. I can't imagine paying a mechanic $100 and some an hour. I mean, I can see how other people would do that. Like, if you're making good money and you're an engineer at Raytheon or something like that, and you just don't have the time, and you want it done, you want it done nice and quick, and I don't even think it's quick when you take it to a dealer. I don't know. I don't know. The one good thing, the good thing about a dealer is you have a chance of getting your money back if they screw up. They do have insurance and all that, where with me, I'll do the best I can. But I only have so much money. If I screw up, I'm going to admit it. I'm going to say, yeah, I fucked up, and here's what I'll do. I'll try and fix it the best I possibly can. But the truth is, I don't have a ton of money. I can't buy you a new bike, so you're really putting faith into a guy like me when I work on your bikes, because everybody makes mistakes. I do the best I possibly can not to make mistakes. But, because it's just, believe it or not, like, I freaking stay up at night thinking about things I'm working on and thinking about, oh shit, I could have done that, or here's how I need to fix it. And like, I don't know. But anyways, I think about that stuff all the time. All the time I'm thinking about different ways and to do things differently and better and whatever. And I don't claim to be the best mechanic or the most knowledgeable mechanic in Tucson. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy that fixes shit because I'm too freaking cheap to have somebody else fix my stuff for me. I fix my own microwaves. I fix my own refrigerator, my washing machine. I fix all that stuff myself. Why? Because I can't afford to buy a new one, and I ain't paying somebody to come fix it. So I either find a video or something like that explains how to fix it, or I figure it out myself. I buy the manuals and get it done and fix it myself. And then sometimes I do it wrong and mess it up like this. Frustrating. Anyways, but we should make it back. But like I said, everybody makes mistakes, right? I made a mistake on my own frickin' bike. My own love, my own, beauty of a bike that I've done every single thing on this bike from everything. From every bolt has been touched by me. There's nothing that hasn't been touched by me other than maybe the valving and the suspension. I haven't revalved it. But I'm thinking about working on that too. I have some extra set of forks, and I might play with the valving and learn a little bit more about valving and do that. So that's my story time. I'm not going to finish 11 Mile. I'm just going to take the road just in case this thing does pop off. I can go walk and get the van. So don't turn me in to the police for cutting in new trail. I'm just going to the road. That's all. Just going to the road. It's all good. See, wasn't that bad. But we'll go to the van and we'll fix it. And maybe we'll do a hot lap. Maybe I'll just go cruising around and enjoy all of the trails out here. I'll have to edit the video quite a bit because nobody wants to watch 3 hours of me riding. Including myself. But yeah, this thing didn't get hot. I'm just being overly cautious because I just spent a ton of money and work. Not a ton of money, a little bit of money. I spent a little bit of money and a little bit of work. I did have to pull the engine because you can't take the head off of this bike with the engine in the frame. So Beth is probably worried sick in the van, wondering why it'd take me so long. Hey Amber. Oh, how you doing? Hey Moto. And hey Beth.